Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearts for Kaiserreich. Today we're playing in New England. There's a new focus tree. And all of Kaiserreich now works with no step back. I know, it's incredible. So it's May 16th, March 16th, 1937. We are going to be playing as New England because again, they did get a new rework focus tree in the new update. And I actually have not played as New England in base Kaiserreich. We did play as them in Kaiser Redux. But that was, I think, at this point, quite a little while ago. So we're going to assign our commanders right away. Put them right onto the front line. So we are facing a three-way civil war. We've got the American Union States, we got the Combined Syndicates, and we have the U.S. led by Floyd Olson. Who's going to come out on top? My hope is that I do. So we're going to get our units ready to go. We will get all of our stuff ready here. So we'll go with America's Darkest Hour to begin with. Research slots. What's March 6th? It's 37. So we're going to go with most of the 37 tech. You're 38 tech. We have 1937. Okay, we'll go with you. And I guess we'll take the 38 infantry equipment right now. We've got some decisions. Reorient the railway system. Decision can only be taken once. Bonus will disappear if you construct more than 3 additional hubs. So you give us more supply hubs. We're going to ignore you for now. We're going to ignore you for now. I will get my Army and Navy experience. And aside from that, join the ISAC. We will do that immediately. And the Underground Railroad. Not discovered any routes. Okay, on transfer 30 manpower or 30 equipment. Board. Okay, so I'm guessing, are we just waiting on this? Well, the rest of America fell into the dark Pacific and American Civil War. The people of New England were spared the same horror through a timely intervention of the Canadian Armed Forces. However, the Canadians were not able to save everyone in America who wished to avoid being drawn into a war that they did not believe in. Many family members have become cut off from their loved ones and are trapped behind enemy lines. Despite dangers, many attempt to travel vast distances to reach the safety of New England and land on peace in the swirling ocean of chaos that is the Civil War. If we were to organize and coordinate with stay-behind groups across the United States, perhaps we can see more people and weapons find their way to us. So assuming we're just going to get events about that over time. So we are starting with 28 factories. We're at 5, 6, 17. So we do want to definitely get some more military factories. Probably up here in Maine. Look, actually, go Massachusetts. It does have 80% bonus. So that's pretty good. And we do need to use up our dockyards. So we're going to go with 2 on convoys. And the rest, we're just going to go with some decent submarines. We have no units in basic training. I don't know what our supply cap is. We gotta wait a week, I believe, for that to actually show up. Yeah, IDC. I'm not going to invest. Wait, no, we're not interested in IDC. Let's put in 25 because I don't have really any political power right now. What do we actually gain? We're gaining 0.42, which I mean is meh. It's okay. Of course, we do have the Great Depression, which is terrible. Liberty recognition, which is not great. And reluctant populace. New England can be called on the wars by its allies or asked to join its allies' wars. Building by 7%, little war support, more political power cost. Yeah, so basically, people in New England do not want to get involved in the American Civil War at all, which is understandable. And the original government of New England. Thanks to our allies in Canada, we've set our original government in Boston as we prepare to liberate the rest of our country. Unfortunately, not many people are both in and out of the states of New England believe that we are the true and legitimate America. We must rectify this problem. So you get 10 political power off of that. Which I mean, it's okay. IED advisors probably want to go for... does Great Depression affect construction speed? Yes, it's a negative 20%. I'll actually use that. We'll go with that one first. Prepare an invasion into the CSA, because again, if the Canadians intervene, it's going to be mostly against the CSA. So I don't know if Canada... I don't know if they're going to back one of these sides. I mean, what do we want? I don't really know what the best situation for us is. Because I don't know how well Floyd Olson's actually going to perform in the Civil War here. But they're not fighting the PSA, so that gives them a little bit of leniency. Smuggling group apprehended. We lost contact with our team who are traveling through New Jersey. Our latest reports from them mention a possible troll nearby. Since troop movements across New Jersey are common, our team has thought little of the additional danger. This would be a mistake if the unit they spotted was actually tasked with the takedown of rebel units like ourselves who are attempting to aid the enemy. A smaller scouting group looking nearby our team and track them to a secure facility where you expect them to be tried as enemy spies. Well, yeah, you can't win them all, unfortunately. Okay, again, near Ohio. So, like, is there a way we can actually rectify this? This might just repeat over and over and over again. So we'll see. 1 of 7, 5 options. It's only listing 4, so I'm not too sure what the other option is. Yeah, because you failed. You are through Ohio. I mean, I guess we get rifles, which is not bad. We have 300 rifles right now. We can have them actually up to 26 divisions, which is pretty good. Infantry Division 2, we might actually... Like, do I want some kind of trash brigades? Like, just hand combat with, just kind of... Honestly, I think we're going to do it. We're just going to create a couple of 10 stacks. I know they're not that great. But I think just having men on the field would be good. Also, we should probably look at our railroad situation. I haven't actually done that yet. So, we have 1 supply hub in Boston. We got a supply hub over here in Providence. And that's basically, like, these railroads actually do not connect. They connect down in New York City. But they do not connect with each other. So I think there's... Is there anywhere that's not... Yeah, there's some areas that I think are not actually covered. So maybe we want to build up, actually, like, build another supply hub. Yeah, give me that 300% construction speed bonus. And I'm going to build one. We're going to build it right here. Connect the railway to it as well. That'll be afterwards. How long is it going to take? Right now until October. You know, that's not too bad. Lead over construction speed bonus. Syndicalism spread to the Philippines. Again, not a huge deal. And yeah, again, I don't think Floyd Olson's going to survive too long in this. I mean, until Washington. For some reason, Denver's the capital. I'm not too sure why that's the case. But they've already been cut basically in half, which is not going to be great for them. The 1937 Provisional President. The outbreak of the Second American Civil War separated New England from the rest of the nation. In the absence of a responsible government, the local state governments have organized a vote to determine who shall lead as original president of New England, in hopes of shoring up some of our legitimacy. The original president will only serve until 1940, when a normal election cycle would occur. The convention is taken up with 3 options. The Republican Party put forward their candidate, Louis Barrows, a long-standing Republican committeeman who just recently elected into the governorship of Maine in 1936. Running alongside him is Style Bridges, former governor and current senator of New Hampshire. While they have promised to work with Democrats to bring social relief to those still suffering under the Great Depression, they remain committed to fighting what they view as excessive unionization and welfare subsidies. Running against him as for the Democratic Party is David Welsh, the former governor of Massachusetts and the current senator of the same state. While he has not been supportive of large government projects ever since his political defeat in 1924, the party has chosen his running mate accordingly, prospective Vice President Theodore Green, re-selected senator of Rhode Island, and a fervent defender of big government. He has already delivered speeches outlining his plans to ensure relief reaches the people and enact wage and rent reform to keep the bottom line up. Finally, in an unorthodox approach for an equally unusual election, moderates from both Democrats and Republican parties have pushed towards the option of Joseph Martin Jr., a member of the House of Representatives from Massachusetts, for over the last decade. He has agreed to have Joseph Ely as his running mate, which would mark the first time since John Adams and Thomas Jefferson election in 1796 that members of opposing political parties will run together, promising a middle ground where both parties have equal input in national policy. They hope that the moderates will carry their way into the presidency. So let's see, we have a strike breaker, political power gain goes down, we get more output. Stability plus 10%. You were actually, yeah, compromise candidate, outspoken isolationist. I think we're going to go... See, I don't know if we want an isolationist, though. I think we're going to go with the compromise. I think it makes sense, kind of like a national unity government under a difficult situation, let's just say. I mean, we don't get our 10% factory output, but that's okay. I think we can live though having that big factory output bonus. Okay, South African People's Union. Wait, South Africa, did they go syndicalist in this playthrough? Yeah, no, they are syndicalist. Okay, very interesting. I think this is one of the very few times we've seen syndicalist South Africa. Also, French Republic, they do now own the Ivory Coast. A little bit of a change since the update. National focus. War support. We get a little more stability, a little bit more support from you. Increases legitimacy by 10. Can't do you yet. Cannot do you yet. Cannot do you. Cannot do this. Okay. So we're going to go Town Hall Democracy. I don't know what our legitimacy is right now. Because we have limited recognition. I'm not too sure. Okay, we have 5 legitimacy right now, which seems pretty bad. Claim the mantle of Free America. Claim the mantle of Democratic America. So I'm guessing we can claim to be the legitimate government if the Floyd Olsen administration collapses. Which it definitely is going to collapse. Like, I can't see them winning. I think they're just going to get crushed by the CSA and the American Union State. And then they're just going to have a very long war against each other. Free America. What does Free America require? Legitimately greater than 30. Fully independent, less than 2% surrender progress. 150,000 manpower. So I will say this is easier. Playing the mantle of Democratic America for sure. Are we a puppet? We are an autonomous puppet. We're actually not an independent nation yet. We might get that somewhere in here, but I don't know. Legitimately greater than 10. Well, you're going to get us up to 15 right away. 2 zillion factories. Attack under depression. Vice President Joseph L.A. worked closely with the prospective Vice President of the Democratic ticket, Theodore Green, brought a request to the desk of the President. L.A. favors a debt-based public work program in an effort to attempt to solve the rampant unemployment. Well, President Martin Jr. has made it well known that he has issues with the Second Square Deal. He's agreed to, in the spirit of compromise, to not block Congress from passing the legislation. Your more legitimacy, your political power. You give us more support from the Canadians, which I think would be pretty nice. Hidden agent reveals safe house location. Fortunate news from our team operating in Ohio. One of the refugees that was offered assistance has turned out to be a member of the Special Service Department of the CSA. They played along for several days, gathering information before disappearing into the night. Amidst the chaos of attempting to find a missing person, he was ambushed by a coordinated raid led by the traitor to the party. Only the pair who were scouting next day's route managed to avoid capture and relay this message to us. We get anything? No, we don't get any information out of you right now. We need 50 legitimacy to get you done. We can sway public opinion. Victory Gardens, or Lexington and Concord. You need 15 divisions, 35 factories, and then we can get home rule. The mail campaign. Several state governors and representatives have encouraged their constituents to write into the presidential office of Boston. Most of these government officials fall into the Democratic large government camp, who wish to see a significant expansion of the available resources, leading to a charge in upstate New York in Representative George Boshin Kenny, ever popular with the support base of industrial union workers. He has held several speeches centered on what he refers to as the Great Mail Campaign. Ever since the United States deserves to be heard in all levels of government office. Together, people must write in to Joseph Martin Jr. and implore that he take action to combat the depression, even at the cost of increased government expenditures. We got 15 days on you. And Captain Courageous! Amidst the Civil War tension, the New England Film Company has been busy at work with none other than a hit at the box office with Captain Courageous. Filmed in a set of New England, the film based on the Rudyard Kipling 1897 novel, emotional story of maritime camaraderie among the treacherous New England waters. The film's protagonist, Harvey Cheyenne, played by child actor Freddie Bartholomew, is a spoiled son of an American business tycoon, shunned by his classmates and suspended from boarding school. Harvey is sent to a European excursion with his father to fall overboard in the... Okay, wait. Harvey is sent on an European excursion with his father to fall overboard in the Grand Banks of Newfoundland. He is then faithfully rescued by Portuguese-American sailor Manuel Fidelo, played by handsome Spencer Tracy, and taken aboard the Massachusetts schooner. Aboard the We're Here, Hardy finds that his status of his son of a wealthy New York socialite means nothing, and despite his spoils acts, the boy is still offered a temporary cruise ship until the boat returns to the States. He befriends the captain's son Dan, played by Mickey Rooney, and grows closer to Manuel, with Manuel coming the almost surrogate father to the young boy. In the movie's climax, the schooner races against the rival vessel when Manuel climbs to the top of the ship's mast. The mast cracks and Manuel is plunged into the icy sea, much to the horror and sadness of Harvey. Returning to the States, Harvey is reunited with his father, who is in awe of his son's growth and maturity over the past months. They offer a solemn moment of remembrance at the Fisherman's Memorial in Gloucester, Massachusetts, with banquets and wreaths. The closing shot being the memorial and a smiling Manuel. Critics have praised the movie for its acknowledgement of naturally formed bonds made at sea and the tribulations the waves have to offer. For many, it is indeed a reflection of the times of New England's position in the Great American Civil War, and a reminder of the natural New Englander spirit to continue on despite hardships. In a death knell of the Maine clan. Since the inception of the compromise between the divided Congress and the American antebellum, the northwesternmost state of Maine has long been considered a land of moderation and tranquility. To this end, the political trends in Maine are a good measure of national mood. With its September gubernatorial elections widely considered a predictor to the following national elections, in recent years, however, the new wave of immigration from French Canada to the mill towns in central Maine has disrupted the homogeneity and tranquility of the state. With the growing community of devout Catholics in the state, the entrenched Protestant majority increasingly turned to charismatic magician turned Ku Klux Klan leader F. Eugene Farnsworth, who developed a deep web of Klan patronage in community which threatened to subsume the ruling Republican Party. These tensions would come into a heat in 1926 when the clique of the pro-Klan Republicans led by Governor Owen Brucey were soundly defeated by the old guard of the party, which joined forces with their Democratic enemies to secure the election of an anti-Klan senator. In the wake of the electoral defeat, the Maine Klan suffered a number of legal and monetary setbacks, leading to a near universal collapse. While the Klan itself has all but dissolved, a more insidious legacy remains. The number of sheriffs and municipal administrations across the state who put in place by the Klan more than a decade ago and continue to maintain Klan values in much of the state. As far as official membership goes, on the other hand, all that remains are the women of the Klan, who continue to fund a collection of local chapters through bake sales and church meetings. And weapon cast looted! Okay. I do like getting some weapons. We have no trucks. Yeah, I guess actually, yes, since we're playing a no step back, it's very important that we're actually making vehicles. We need trucks. Because revolutionaries, Christ on the Danube. I'm assuming the Canadians won't give us any trucks right now. Yeah, so you're at war. We'll see if Switzerland ends up going towards the Communist France. Not too sure. And Joseph Martin Jr. agrees to the second square deal. For decades, the Great Depression has crippled the industry of the North. The lines of people queued up at soup kitchens and business closing became a norm as the American economy continued to decline. With the second Civil War in recent history, the American industry across the nation has exploded as production has turned into war material. However, the provincial government of New England continues to lag behind due to our nation's neutrality amidst the chaos and the storm. In the face of such outright aggression, President Joseph Martin Jr. has announced a plan to revitalize New England's industry and prepare the country for all that is to come. The free market will be unable to solve New England's economic woes, and the government will have to take an active and dynamic approach in solving the crisis. With the help of the government-sponsored work programs, Congress aims to bring New England's people into the factories as the people prepare to fight through America's darkest hour. Hey, okay, that's been finished now. Excellent. And the American First Committee formed in New England. On the campus of Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, a new interest group has given rise to prominence. Inspired by prominent aviator Charles Lindbergh and famous priest Charles Gauquelin, the American First Committee compromises the individual concern about New England's tight relationship with the Dominion of Canada, and it may see America's drawn into a distant European war, while America is still burning in pieces. The prominent New England politician David Walsh of the Democratic Party has seen in attendance of several American First rallies. The American First Committee has outlined clear points such as building an impregnable defense for America, and American democracy can only be preserved by not involving New England in European wars. As the national crisis continues to escalate, many are undoubtedly thankful for Canada's protection and aid, but also are aware of Canada's growing presence in American affairs. The Provisional Government of New England exists only because of Canada's intervention, and thus it will take time and efforts to legitimize the government of New England, the true successor of the United States. Isolationist or not, no one in New England wishes to return to the British in Boston, and while the Canadians have assured New Englanders that they are safe, only time will tell whether or not this occupation is temporary. Let's suppress the organization. We're gonna lose a little bit of political power, but that's okay. Yeah, so you haven't infiltrated any of these areas yet. Can't do anything with you at the moment. Rally public support. Can we get up? No, we can't get early mobilization because we don't have enough war support. We're at 0 right now. We could have people of influence. Stability. Political power. I mean, stability would be nice. Political power would also be pretty good. Like, what are we gaining right now? 0.74. Joseph Kennedy. License production goes down. I mean, that doesn't really seem that great. Railway construction. Supply of construction plus 25%. I mean, I could be okay. I think we're going to go for Francis Perkins. Give me the... I want the political power gain right now. I think that's going to be pretty good for us. And I also think it's going to be a good time for us to end this first episode. So thank you for watching. My name is Anthony. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click some down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.